Hello everyone. So I thought I'd do this quick video today just to talk about the mentality behind making money online. And really the purpose of this video is just to quickly fly over what kind of mentality do you need to be able to be someone that makes money online, especially here in 2023. Obviously, we can see what's happening with the economy, people getting laid off, etc., etc. If you are new to the channel, by the way, and if you do find value in the content that I'm discussing here, do make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're feeling generous. We are relatively a new channel, as you can see at the time of this video, so it does help the channel massively if you give us that nod there. So I've divided the content of this video into three topics. So community, trust, hubs. So what I mean by that, so if you are someone that's genuinely wanting to make life-changing income online in 2023, what you want to do is focus on these core areas: community, trust, and hubs. And they are by no means exhaustive. There are a number of other areas out there, but for me, and from what I understand and from what I've seen and observed, these are some of the most important areas that you want to try and focus on. Now, there are loads of videos from loads of gurus on YouTube telling you how you can make money today by going on a certain website, using a certain bot, or selling a certain service, make this many $100 in an hour or so. That's absolutely fine. You can follow that route as well. But this is for people that are genuinely wanting to make life-changing money, where you can potentially even quit your job at some point once you feel the time is right. And these are people that are willing to take time, work on their craft, build communities, etc., do what's required in order to get to that position where it's, you know what, I don't really need to be working full time anymore. This is what I'm going to be doing going forward. This is for people that are wanting to or envisioning starting some sort of business in the future based on what it is that they do or that they are experts on. So to jump straight into it, we're going to start with area number one, which is community. So what do I mean by focus on community if you are someone that's wanting to build wealth and make life-changing money online? What I mean by this is quite simply focus on building a community. Focus on building a group of people or attracting a group of people that are interested in what you are talking about. So for example, if you're someone that's interested in starting a business relating to selling vehicles or upgrading vehicles and stuff like that, focus on people that are interested in cars. If you're someone that's interested in gaming, focus on attracting people that are interested in gaming or a particular gaming subgenre that you're really an expert on and you've put in many hours in that you know about. If you're someone that's interested in software as a service, you want to focus on people that are interested in software as a service. And in practice, how do you do this? How do you attract this community? How do you attract people that are interested in what you're interested in? Quite simply, before you start your YouTube, before you start your TikTok, you want to make sure that you write down and you plan out exactly the type of content that you can offer within that niche. Also, you want to have a clear outline of what it is exactly that you're going to be going into. You also want to have a clear outline of whether that is going to be profitable. Passionate is one thing. Being passionate is absolutely 100%, I support that. But a huge lesson that I've had to learn in my career is passion doesn't always mean time. Passion doesn't always mean profit. They can be completely two separate things. So you want to try and find a balance between stuff that you know about, stuff that you're passionate about, but stuff that in the long run, you're able to build a sustainable, scalable income under as well. So for example, if you're looking at starting a YouTube account, you want to research what the CPM is, the cost per milli is for that particular genre or niche. Are advertisers paying enough in order for you to be able to make money as quickly as possible? Same thing on TikTok. People that are making these types of videos on TikTok that are monetized, are they making a relatively decent amount of money? You can't really expect to make life-changing money from TikTok directly from their monetization system, but are there other opportunities? Are there brand deals? Once you get to that position where those creators are at, will you be able to make a sustainable income? Now, what you also want to focus on is getting people that are also going to see value in what you're talking about as well. And I guess that kind of ties into the first point that I've mentioned, because if people are interested in that particular topic or niche, will they see value in what you're talking about? And quite simply, the easiest way to do this, once you've done all that planning and you now understand the niche, the potential profit, the cost of you starting, going into that niche, which is going to be completely free if you're using YouTube or TikTok. You can just use your phone or camera or whatever. Once you've got that understanding, then it's just a case of iterating, trying and testing different styles of videos, researching and seeing what other videos work for other people, within that niche. And that's when you can see if people are seeing value in what you're offering as much as they do from other people that are offering within that space. So really just building a community of people that are going to be interested in what you're talking about, and looking around and observing, are people interested in other channels that are talking about this, small channels to start with, not really just focusing on big channels or big TikTok accounts, etc. For an example, are people interested? Are people willing to spend money and help these creators out? That sort of thing. So that's the community aspect. So number two is trust. So what I mean by trust is, if you are a content creator wanting, again, to get into that particular niche and you are uploading videos on YouTube or on TikTok, you want to try and keep that trust element as high as possible. For example, in a video like this where I'm talking to the customer, or rather the viewer, traditionally this is what YouTube wants. Traditionally, this provides the highest level of trust because you can see the person talking to you on the camera. You can see I'm not artificial intelligence, I'm a flesh and blood human being. Generally, I would throw my hat in the ring and say the trust levels from viewer to creator when it comes to this format tend to be higher than when it's just your screen recording and voice, and even lower when it's just screen recording and there's no voice, etc. Even though some channels do very well, but relatively, I would think for the average layman, it's harder for them to have that trust level that you're an expert when they're just seeing a screen recording. Again, that is subjective. It may be up and down at parts, but if you are able to jump on the camera and do a video like this, generally that tends to build that slightly higher level of trust as well, and having that personality in your videos. Some people are able to bring that out more, some people are not. Also, when it comes to the trust subject, you want to be knowledgeable about the content meta that you're talking about, and that is where that passion side of it comes into it as well. Now, when I say knowledgeable, you don't have to have a bachelor's degree or a master's in art or music making or whatever it is that you're getting into, or e-commerce. All that is just being someone that's willing to spend a couple of hours, learn and understand a bit more than the next person about that, and that's it. Okay, you are on that expert level journey now. You understand, you're able to explain this to someone else that's not able to explain it. You're able to break it down and you're able to bring examples and show them. That puts you on that slightly higher position in terms of knowledge, and that then helps build that trust. If you're able to tell someone something that they potentially didn't know before, then you are more or less an expert in that space. How do you find out what people don't know and want to know? Quite simply, you can do that by using Google keyword research. You can use free tools like vidIQ. You can use TubeBuddy. You can use the free Google Keyword Planner online as well. So there are a number of resources that you can use to determine what is it exactly that people are interested in knowing, that I know that or that I can learn that they don't know currently. And that's where you can jump in, add that value, and build that level of trust as well. Also, things like replying to comments where you can. Comments are not always positive, they're not always great. It may build up some anxiety to some people going in because you don't know what people are going to be saying about you. But where you feel you can add value, replying to those comments as well in a personable way does tend to build that trust a little bit higher, because it shows that you are a human being, you're not a machine. So that's another way in terms of building trust. Now, jumping into the third topic, which is hubs. So what do I mean by hubs? What I mean by that is you need to be willing to build a hub. And all of these are interdependent. They all interlink with each other: community, trust, and hub. What I simply mean by hub is having a library of knowledge, something that's going to bring people together to come from different areas and sit and convene here because you've got a hub, because you've got a library of knowledge that you've put together. Now, don't be intimidated by those words at all, because what I simply mean is either having a really good TikTok channel, for example, that has a lot of beneficial information that adds value to those people, having a YouTube channel where you've built a library of videos, and this is where a lot of people fail, by the way, built a library of videos that people can come back and watch over and over again. That tends to help build that trust as well, and that also adds to that community element. This keeps people around. So if I was to make an analogy of a high street shop. So you've got an empty shop here and you've got a shop that's full of products. And these shops are both in the same niche or in the same industry. Which shop are you going to go into? And which shop are you going to spend the most time in? Supermarkets. You walk into one supermarket, there's barely anything, it's empty. You walk into another, shelves are full, loads of stuff in there. Which one are you going to spend the most time in? The one that's empty or the one that's got shopping and food and whatever you require in there? Obviously, you're going to spend time on the one that's got more. So if you want to focus on, especially during those initial stages where you're not necessarily getting a lot of views, where you're not necessarily getting, where things are not looking sexy in terms of being popular and being someone that's being recognized, you're not getting any sponsors and you're not really getting any comments, you're getting a few likes. Don't be too concerned about that. You are building a hub, you're building a library of knowledge, you're planting a tree. You're not necessarily going to go viral today, you're not going to get a lot of views today, but in 4, 5, 6 months' time, once you've got the accumulation of videos, once you do have that 1, 2, or 3 videos that go completely bonkers and go viral, what's going to keep people coming back to your account? The library of knowledge that you've got. What's going to allow people to give you a little bit more trust? The library of content that you've got. So build in silence. Don't worry about being viral initially. Yes, it's nice to get exposure and get all the benefits that come with initially, but build in silence, build your library of knowledge. So when people do come into your shop, they've got a lot of content that can keep them around. Now, guys, I know I'm not necessarily the biggest YouTuber when you look at this channel, but I have been on YouTube for a number of years and I have got a number of other channels that I currently work on that I've built from the ground up. And I have got one channel as well, which currently averages a good few million views around this space. I'm not bragging or anything like that. It's just to give you guys some background in terms of where this comes from the perspective that I'm coming from, giving you this advice. Now, obviously, as time goes, happy to share and look at that a bit more. But really, again, just summarizing, if you are someone that's wanting to make money online, if you focus on these areas, building a community, building trust, building hubs, literally, guys, in some niches, especially niches like finance, from as little, if you're getting as little as tens, hundreds of views, people can start making money from fewer views because they are that niched, because they've got that community that's emerging, because they are that focused, they've got the trust from the people that are watching them, even if it's only like hundreds of people, they have got a hub that's keeping people coming back. People are keep going back and watching more and more of their content because they have got content within their channel. Community, trust, hubs. When you're then making recommendations, adding affiliate links into your videos, getting potentially brand deals and stuff like that, people trust you a lot more because you've been there from the beginning, you've been offering content for free, you've been providing value for free, you've been giving away free stuff more than any paid or affiliate stuff. And people are like, you know what? If this person is giving me this much value for free, I'm curious to find out what they can tell me if I actually pay for that service, if I actually pay for that course they do, or if I'm willing to pay for an hour consultation with them, etc. And those people then want to differentiate themselves from everyone else that's making the most of your free content, and they want to be the few special people that are able to spend more time with you. So essentially, that is the crux of it. If you have found value from this video, again, do drop a like and subscribe. We are a relatively small channel at this point in time. It does help the YouTube algorithm recognize us a bit more and potentially share this message to a few more people. Guys, thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you on the next one.